How's everyone doing today? We are back with the 2003 LB7. We just went and picked the cylinder heads up from the machine shop. Got new valve seals in there that we got ordered from Alligator. Heads are all clean, checked, everything's good to go. So those are pretty much ready. Today, I bought one of these 3M, like, I don't even know what they're called. I guess I couldn't even, a bristle disc, but basically these things are killer for cleaning up like mating surfaces because they're soft, so they don't really damage metal or anything, take a lot of material off, but it's definitely going to clean up all the gunk in here and everything. Gonna get a vacuum, clean out the valley, and then probably start putting the heads back together. I don't know how much time I have today, so we're gonna basically get as far as we can. But I did get the cam pin out, as you can see there. So you actually don't need to drill it or anything, and I didn't know this. Like I said, this is the first time that this has happened to me, but there's actually a hole on the inside of the cam shaft, which I wouldn't really be able to show you unless I had one out. But basically there's a hole in the bottom that you can take a really small punch and just tap the cam pin out. So I have a new cam pin for it. I'm waiting for the bolts. These are torque to yield bolts for the cam and the crank for the balancer. So I ordered 2 bolts from the dealership, so we're waiting for those to come in, and then basically we'll put the front side back together. But today we're just basically gonna be cleaning this up, getting it ready to go back together, cleaning all the parts. I gotta take the injectors and drop them off at the I guess injector shop or fuel shop to have them cleaned and tested and everything. Also, while we're in here, we're gonna be changing all these rubber lines, so I'm gonna get a roll of like fuel injection line. I think it's 3/8. You can see they're pretty cracked. I don't know how the quality is on those, but you can see this line's pretty beat. So we're gonna change all these rubber lines to make sure that everything is good on the pump. That way, when everything goes back together, we don't have any leaks. Same with the coolant lines and everything. So basically, just a cleaning day. Get the heads all kind of prepped and everything. I don't know if I'm gonna put them together yet. Probably gonna get them on the truck and get them bolted down. I'm gonna see if I can find my ARP lube for the washers on the head bolts. I know you only need it for studs, but I'm sure it can't help with stock bolts like we're going on this truck. So I'm also gonna go buy a good torque wrench. Finally, I had one, but I'm just gonna go grab a new one. That way this is done right, everything's torqued to spec, and we're good to go. So after I'm done with all the cleaning on all the surfaces and everything, then I'm gonna drain the oil and kind of brake clean everything, get everything all situated. So it's the plan for today. Like I said, you guys know I work during the week, so just gonna be kind of cleaning everything up today, getting everything prepped for the installation and rebuild of this motor. I did check the pin on the reluctor wheel for the oil pump drive gear and all this stuff down here. That way I know everything's good. It's still there. It doesn't look bent or damaged or anything. I looked in from the front. So hopefully within the next like week or two, this truck will be back together and running. So we got a few things to take care of, but basically we're getting this truck to the next step. We're gonna do some fluid changes and all the other good stuff to get this thing ready, but just kind of taking our time, making sure everything's done right. But so I just want to show you everything all cleaned up. I still need to clean the cylinders out, but hopefully you can see versus this. You see how dark it is, all the gunk build up and stuff. And you get the fresh side. So it took about like 15 minutes just to hit it with this thing, and just cleans everything up super nice. So you do have a nice clean mounting surface for your new gasket. Everything gets rid of all the junk. Gonna clean everything, wipe it down, and probably get some brake clean, wipe it all out, all the cylinders and stuff, because this wheel does kind of throw everything everywhere. But you can see with this is like, see how nasty and this is. So basically we'll have clean surfaces like this for the other side of the gasket to mount everything to. So really the reason behind doing it, make sure everything's super clean and good to go for all this stuff. Today, I know we left up kind of cleaning everything off. We got the surfaces prepped. Kind of just been cleaning today, getting all this stuff set up. And we're gonna actually install here, you'll see if you can, the cam pin today that's sheared, which rides basically in there. We're gonna clean this off, but and then we're gonna go over timing. So you can see right here, there are, see if you can clean it up a little bit, 2 dots on the cam gear, and then there is, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, there's one dot right there on the crank, which basically puts cylinder 1 at top dead center. I'm 99% sure that's cylinder 1. Should be, but I've been wrong before. Yeah, so cylinder 1, top dead center, and I'm gonna install the new cam pin right now, which I got from the dealer. They're like $1. So this is a little thing that's sheared. Like I said, you can just punch them out from the bottom here, but this should just kind of slide in. Then we'll just give it a few taps afterwards to set it down, get it all bottomed out, and don't need to get it too hard. It doesn't really, you know, have to be like pounded in or anything, but just set in there. And then we're gonna rotate the cam to get the gears lined up, because as you can see, the gear mark, or the pin mark, basically aligns with the 2 pins, or the 2 dots, so you kind of know where you're going. So if we rotate that downwards, or like put the pin basically at the bottom, that'll line up the cam and the crank gears, and that should be fairly simple. We're waiting on a few parts to actually torque this and get this all back together, but we're gonna get it all set up, ready to go, because I want to change this washer on the cam gear, because obviously when the cam gear was spinning and it wasn't supposed to be, it kind of chewed up the face of the washer a little bit. So just to be safe, make sure there's no issues with it or anything, we're gonna replace this. I got new bolts in here. So we have our merchant auto kit. Let's see if I can find the bolts. Here's a crank bolt, and then cam bolt hiding in here somewhere. It's right here. So it's good practice to replace these. These are all torque to yield bolts on the cam and the crank. I don't know so much about the cam, but just because we had the issue there, I'm gonna replace it anyways. And you can see this one comes with Loctite on it, so I'm guessing it is a torque to yield bolt anyways. For 30 bucks, you know, to get both bolts, it's really, there's no point not to replace them. So it's definitely a must do, or something I like to do to ensure that there's no issues when this motor goes back together. So we're gonna get that kind of set in, get this aligned, and clean everything up, and maybe get the front cover on today if we can get the parts we need. If not, we're gonna kind of call it quits there. Also, I have one of the dowel pins for the heads. These sit in the block, or the cylinder head, however you want to do it. That mostly just put them in the block, set the gasket on, and you can set the head on it and it'll hold it. As you can see, someone kind of took over my space and kind of pushed everything around, so I only have one of them. I have to go on a hunt to find the rest of them, but that's what you get for not having your own space, and then when people don't really care about what you're doing. So big job. I'm gonna go through. I called the machine shop to make sure that they didn't have them, but it's looking like they don't, and I'm gonna have to find some or order some. They should be fairly cheap, but just one more thing that you have to deal with, and that shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. Got to keep pushing. All the big stuff's still good, so gonna do that. Gonna get this aligned and at least get the gears lined up so the timing's right, and kind of clean everything, and then yeah, it should be pretty smooth sailing from there. Get this motor back together. We got new push rods. We got our the injector hold down tappets. We got new injector cups, like I was telling you. The gasket kit comes with O-rings for this. We got grade C head gaskets, stock head bolts. This is a stock truck, guys, so we're not going anything crazy, but definitely just gonna kind of start trying to finish this up this weekend or maybe next, and kind of just keep pumping it out. So alrighty guys, so we got the cam gear on pretty much aligned. You're not gonna be able to see, I can't even see with a flashlight. 99% sure I'm in the correct alignment with everything, but what I'm going to do is stop there and not put the front cover on. I'm gonna put the heads on next, probably in tomorrow's video, and get everything set up on the top half so we can do the timing and valve adjustment and make sure that there's no interference, and make sure that this is perfectly aligned before we go ahead and throw the whole front cover on, because at least now it's easier to pull off, and like if I need to adjust the timing or anything, the front cover's already off. So I'm gonna get the heads set up, put on, time the motor, or make sure it's in timing, adjust the valve lash, and then that will tell us if we have any binding issues or if we're off timing or anything. That way we can get everything perfectly spot on. So that's probably gonna wrap it up for today, guys. I don't really know what else I'm gonna do. Like I said, I need to go get some parts. So we're making progress slowly but surely. We've got the new camping in, so everything seems to be working out all right. Just there's a few little bumps in the road that we've had. So sorry, it's windy as hell. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. We got the motor in timing, kind of cleaned up, everything's prepped. Now we just gotta start assembling everything and get this motor back together and running. I'm gonna take the injectors, get them dropped off soon, and get them all tested and cleaned and everything. So we should be good to go. But that's it. Like I said, guys, slowly but surely chipping away at this. So I will I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully we'll have some cylinder heads on. I'm out.